Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all the respected dignitaries, distinguished speakers, honorable participants, and the loving audience, all beautiful people present here from all around the globe. I, Ms. Nada Ratkovic, IIU board member, country director, IIU Croatia, the president of Research Centre, IIU, Global Educators Forum advisor member. Welcome you all to the International Conference on Emerging Technologies for the Next Industrial Revolution, jointly organized by Global Educators Forum, International Internship University, IIU Research Centre, the Policy Times, and World Educator Council event for all the educators around the globe. Please mute yourself. So the topic, why the next revolution technology, metaverse, virtual reality, AR, VR, we will play a big role in the fourth revolution. It will touch every part of our lives in a way we have never seen before. These technologies are a way to make sure that the digital and physical worlds aren't too different. So you heard this before. The rate of technological change is accelerating. It's unpredictable. It's unprecedented. As the World Economic Forum said in its Future of Jobs report, we are entering the new revolutions. So which new technologies will transform the global economy by 2025? Mobile, AI, VR, AI, cloud computing, Internet of Things, robotics, biometric technology, 3D printing, blockchain, wildcard quantums, all the forces, all the enterprise are learning and they are required to learn this. So today, I am pleased and honored to present our great organizers. Global Educators Forum, GEF, has been formed to promote United Nations 2030 Agenda, the SDG Goal 4, which is about quality education. That is to ensure inclusive, equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. SDG has 10 targets and they are measured by 11 indicators. The 7 outcome-oriented targets are free primary and secondary education, equal access to quality pre-primary education, affordable technical, vocational, and higher education, increased number of people with relevant skills for financial success, elimination of all discrimination in education, universal literacy, numeracy, and education for sustainable development and global citizenship. The three means of achieving targets are build and upgrade inclusive and safe schools, expand higher education, scholarships for developing countries, and increase the supply of qualified teachers in developing countries. Professor Pradipta Mandal is the founder of Global Education's Forum. Professor Mandal is an electronics and telecommunication engineer, MTech in electronics and communication. He has 17 years teaching experience in AICTE, a pro degree engineering institute. He's a global award winner educator. He's a social activist. He's a touching more than 35 plus national and international organizations. Professor Pradipta is a great human being. And I want to say before I present our next organizer, Happy International Men's Day. Today is a great day for all the men over the world. Professor Pradipta, first to you, Happy Men's Day. So our next organizer is International Internship University, a leading virtual education system, global brand confederation, which is the most valuable and trusted worldwide and well reputed in developing innovative programs. Globally, it is a trusted name for quality training programs and is committed to provide better and virtual education to all the young learners of the globe. IIU, in a short span of time, spread its wings in 195 countries, 6 continents, under the strong leadership of its visionary founder, Mr. Piyush Pandit, Sir, a committed and inspiring social activist, a passionate educationist from the last 2 decades, providing education to students from various social and cultural backgrounds. The sky is the limit for his dedication and hard work. The next organizer is the IIU Research Centre. The IIU Research Centre is by IIU, and it is a unique hub establishment founded to provide research facilities by visionary educationist and co-founder Sir Piyush Pandit. It is giving an opportunity to the researchers, authors, educators, students, scholars across the globe and enhances the research opportunities, academic excellence, real-world problem solving, and knowledge creation and dissemination. Me, Professor Nada Ratkovic, as a president of IIU Research Centre, thinks if you have ever thought about how would be the world without education, research, science, innovation, technology, or any development of anything, then the IIU Research Centre is the right place for you. World Education Council, WEC, is a confederation to achieve global collaboration in education, leveraging digitalization and achieving the basic building blocks across capacity, equity, and quality education. The Council aims to outline practical action plans to achieve extraordinary innovation, creative diversity, and collective empathy. The Policy Time is the world's first media or policy and development journalism and strategic and practical alliance of policy and business experts for policy and business connect leading to prosperity through news and article writings, practical networking events, business intelligence, research, and policy advocacy. Mr. Akram Hoque is a founder, editor of the Policy Times, and Director General of World Education Council. His long association with India top business forums, FICC and CII, has not only provided him the opportunity to forge close ties with the business community, but also guided them to invest in overseas economic ventures. So let's learn together the benefits of International Conference on Emerging Technologies for the Next Industrial Revolution with our eminent global guests and speakers. Today, we are exploring the diverse and gaining international experience, skills, and knowledge. Each one speaker will present his work and country and share the actual and factual insights of international emerging technologies for the next industrial revolution on different topics. So be ready today to be part of the conference. First, I want to welcome our master of the ceremony, an amazing person, an amazing human being. He is a great Professor Karudin Submarine, the FCILT, adjunct professor from the Asia Metropolitan University, AMU, from the country Malaysia. Welcome, great Professor Karudin. The IIU stage is yours.
Sorry, thank you, Prof. Nada, for the kind words, for the really inspiring words. And also now you're making me a bit nervous because I have a great responsibility today, right? So first, before I forget, I'm excited because we have not met all our friends online for quite some time now. I feel really good, yeah. to be able to be with all of you. And I will promise most of the time, in fact, for the last 2 years, we have been a lot of webinars. I've been doing a lot of the talking and also moderating. But I promise you tonight, I will try and speak less. And then we will listen to all our invited, esteemed, learned speakers to share with us the topic that we are going to discuss in this international conference, from their own perspective. So actually, I had a slide I wanted to show to set the tone for our conference today. But I think since Prof. Nada has already, in a nutshell, more or less crystallized, okay, so I will not take any more time, okay, tonight. And just to remind all our esteemed, respected speakers, professors, that you are given 10 to 12 minutes to share your deliberations with all of us. And without further ado, I'd like to invite and introduce to all of us tonight, today, or morning, or whatever the time is in New York part of the world, our first speaker, Ms. Ersonesh Bajwaj, a global motivational speaker, a certified life and business coach, author, entrepreneur, youth mentor, and she is from India. So without further ado, I would like to, let's all welcome Sonesh. All yours now. The floor is all yours, Sonesh. Please.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Warm greetings from India. First of all, it's my immense pleasure to be here on this international platform with all the eminent speakers, experts from the industry, and well-defined, I would say, esteemed guests across the globe, because we all are here to share certain common and I would say the emerging trends in terms of revolutionary industrial changes, which are going to be in terms of whether it is technology, whether it is in terms of growth, strategy, partnership, or collaboration. Because going forward, this is going to be the era, and it's high time that we understand how we are collaborating on which platform with the technological growth. So, just keeping the pace with the same topic and the theme for today, what we have decided for our today's theme is like emerging trends in terms of technologies, which are going to be the faces right from I would say 2023 onwards, and we are just forecasting that for next 10 to 20 years, if we look into how this whole era looks into. Keeping that thing into mind, no doubt, as Professor Nada mentioned, that metaverse, AI, VR is going to be the highly onto the spot kind of technologies. But apart from that, we also do have couple of more technologies which we need to understand and probably drill out slightly deep dive into the same. So I'm going to talk about again a very important, I would say, technology which datafication, which I'm sure you all must be knowing. We have data scientists in place, we have data analysts in place in high demands right now. And if we look into the future projection, that how this whole data game looks into, is it so powerful that people are going right now changing industries and they want to really master this whole game of data? What is so powerful about it? So I will be sharing a couple of my experiences in terms of dealing with this whole technological world of datafication. So that's going to be my core theme for today, which I would love to share my views on. So when we say datafication, so let's understand what this datafication means first of all. So datafication as refers to the collective tools, technologies, and processes used to transform an organization to a data-driven enterprise. This buzzword describes an organizational trends of defining the key to core businesses and operations through a global reliance. When we talk about, most important is when we talk about global reliance on data and its related infrastructure. Datafication is also known as datafy, and an organization that implements datafication is said to be datafied. So if I talk onto the Technopedia explains kind of this datafication process, organizations requires data and extract the knowledge and information to perform critical business processes. An organization also uses data for decision making, strategies, and other key objectives. Datafication entails that in a modern data oriented landscape, an organizational survival is contingent on total control over the storage, extraction, manipulation, and extraction of data and associated information. As a primary asset of companies today, data is revolutionized sectors such as human resource and accountancy. So, if I talk about datafication, despite this term being coined in 2013, I would say, but it remains extremely relevant. Unlike what digitalization, datafication seeks to transform social behavior into quantified data. We argue that datafication is not only about collecting and analyzing data, but also about transforming our everyday life by making it more efficient, effective, intelligent, and enjoyable. So, the primary purpose here is to show that datafication is an essential part of digital strategies for companies who wish to be into this whole game of playing as a pioneer leaders or relevant with the market games. Until a decade ago, if I talk about the digitalization of assets, like if we need to convert physical assets like paper to digital assets and connecting them with the business processes, was all the entire focus of our digital transformation. Now, with 75% of the organizations achieving a centralized data and analytics infrastructure, organizations are paying very close attention to data generators and rendering them into a simple human readable analytics format. The purpose is to track, analyze, optimize, personalize, and monetize the processes or activities that were previously not paid attention. With an estimated IoT enabled edges devices in the world by 2025, datafication is going to benefit organizations in making and saving money, creating products, and innovation. However, datafication will face challenges with shared ontology and semantics to consistently understand the meaning of data sets produced. Now, consider these examples of the companies from different domains using datafications to their benefits. Let's understand largely that when we talk about healthcare, large healthcare device manufacturing companies are tracking patient health in real time. Second is large hospital tracking its patient vital statistics in real time and alerting appropriate physicians of red flags. Energy companies are tracking energy creations through their windmills. If we talk about airport monitoring parking spaces in real time, showing green or red light based on availability. Semi autonomous cars making real time decisions based on driving platforms. Digital twin of exceptionally large constructional and mining equipments alerting leaks or breakages in real time for proactive predictive maintenance. Similarly, datafication is also common in social and psychographic settings. Now, I can share a couple of examples here which will help you to relate to this whole terminology of datafication in the most prominent way. For example, Google Datafying Maps to track real-time locations and pass it to your nearby retailers. Facebook and Twitter datafying sentiments in social networks. LinkedIn datafying professional accomplishments. YouTube and Netflix, if today we take it, they utilize recommendation engines to prescribe what to watch. So, what can an organization do to think about datafication for their data sets to their competitive advantage? So, what can an organization look into for the future perspective to consider it as a very, very strong platform? Point number one here to be considered as data as a platform. That, like with the cloud infrastructure, hardware and software are no longer owned by an organization, but can be rented or leased from a cloud provider. And that could be like as good as like Microsoft, AWS, or Google. However, data is an asset fully owned by an organization considering data as a platform and building intelligent products and utilize data as a key design driver will accelerate the data driven decision making processes. Second use could be built an internal data marketplace. Now, when I say data marketplace were popularized by the demand of data sharing, we all know today we have data brokers. Now, when I say about data brokers, they have successfully monetized their data as a service for buying and selling data. However, with modern data catalogs and semantic business glossaries, internal facing marketplaces are becoming common, supporting business processes optimization, and there can be an internal market space which can be used here as a strong platform, right? Third is interoperability. APIs have been dominating in the world of lightweight integration interface across point to point application. However, data does not have to be competitive. If it is at a detailed level, data can be aggregated to provide insights and crowdsourced to provide as a service approach. Next one could be govern your data. Now, we are in the data governance era, right? Where data drives businesses, and in some cases, data is the business as well. Many organizations have already mastered the IT engineering techniques of securing, collecting, organizing, analyzing, and reconciling the data. However, there are bigger challenges to engage the business in a common understanding of representing the data as a business asset. Next could be build a data driven culture. Data scientist, as I was talking right before the start of my entire theme, data scientist role will continue to increase at least 15% year over year until 2030. That's the scope which we majorly seek in terms of datafication. While data scientists drive data analysis for decisions, recommends creating various types of strategies for asking the right questions, empowering staff for more data driven insights, communicating values, and inspiring actions across different persons within the organization. Augment decisions with AI predicts by 2024 contract review processes will be automated. HR will provide conversational platforms that can answer basic questions. Digital commerce will dominate over order management. And ERP and utilize AI for predictive modeling. While people continue making decisions, the insights and the recommendations can come from AI algorithms that guide decisions to better outcome. The verge of datafication, if I talk very specifically in terms of business, now business is a big entity. It incorporates many action in the direction to achieve objectives and goals. Therefore, a multitude of workforce plans, strategy, as and expenses are shot to accomplish the paradigm. So datafication is in trend now, and practicing it makes it more illustrious. This emerging technology trend helps businesses improve their services, products, and management. Now, today, if business understand the importance of data, and hence data-driven solutions and services are greatly being delivered to clients and customers. Take data-driven marketing strategies as an example. Their datafication helps understand targeted customers, preferences, actions, likes and dislikes, and upcoming perception towards new products and launches. The future, if I talk about of datafication in various realms, are also there. Like, for example, the success of a business highly depends upon a careful, attentive, and foolproof decision derived from the sources of primary and secondary practices. Now, the decisions are made by data driven things, algorithms, and machines like RP and others. So, the process data can be presented at their fingertips in becoming more important than ever. With the support of emerging technologies such as data analytics, artificial intelligence, machine learning have made this complete quite a reality. Now, if I have to talk about slightly big roles of datafication, highly used into blockchain, we all know about it, and many of us are groomed with its implications already. It's a technology which is based on a distributed ledger that records transactions conducted using cryptocurrencies. So, datafication here contributes in a big way. Help engineers know better about its working, develop secure data protection, and many things for blockchain owners. AI Ops is another extended technology that uses datafication in its sphere. As it is cloud based, it uses various AI tools to provide real time data, insights, and metrics on almost everything. So it can be accessed in terms of web browser or mobile, whatever is feasible in terms of using it. Next is cognitive computing. When I talk about now, it's a type of computing that uses intelligence to learn more about the subject or input. It uses artificial intelligence, machine learning, and human computer interaction. As it interprets learning of the subject, it uses data mining to extract knowledge from large amount of informations. And I'm sure you
Sorry,
must have. Hello,
yeah,
am I
sorry, yeah,
crossing my time?
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'll
You've
just take
crossed your
few
12
minutes.
minutes. Yeah,
I'll just
just
take
what do you
further
call,
two
summarize it.
minutes.
Yeah,
I'll
conclude it, right?
summarize it. Yes.
Yeah, please.
Thank you. Thank you for updating me. So, in a nutshell, at the end, I just want to tell you one thing. There are many fields where datafication contributes its charm. Digital marketing, warehouse management, quantum computing, edge computing, and FinOps are some of the most important examples where datafication is going to play really, really very big. So let's focus on and try to become the expert into something which actually creates the more top feathers in the industry to really bring the best out of it, because this is a process. Datafication is one area probably which we are going to use in every single technology, irrespective of what we are going to create as an outcome. On that note, thank you so much everyone for providing me a wonderful opportunity. Thank you, Pradipta Mandal sir, for inviting me once again. Love, light, and abundance to all of you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Sonesh. Sorry for interrupting you,
No
but
problem. Thank you so much.
you started our international conference on a great note because what
Thank
do you
you.
call you? From what I hear from you, started off with datafication. I like that, and we're talking about data scientists. We already knew this, quite a while, but
Yes.
from what she has explained, all this is taking place. You were talking about and then you also give an example of the health industry and energy industry. And I like the other word that you use, interoperability. Those years when I first started being in IT, those were the things the concern of IT guys, right? Because people are very proprietary. If I have mine, I cannot read yours. So that's very. Thank you again, Sonesh. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Sonesh another big round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
All right. So I'd now like to invite our next speaker, Dr. P.K. Rajput, Senior Vice President, International Business, Cadila Pharma Limited in Ahmedabad, from
Thank you,
India.
sir.
Yeah,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Rajput, what do you call? The floor is yours now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Dr. Rajput.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm really privileged to be a part of such a beautiful meeting, but I like to have sharing rights. I like to show my PPT. I
Yes,
like
yes,
to
please,
show my
please.
PPT.
Yeah,
So can I have my sharing
please.
rights, please?
Okay, let me see.
Yes, you can.
Nada, Prof.
Yes,
Nada.
you can.
Oh yeah, okay. Prof.
Okay.
Nada says you can.
Right. Just a minute. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Thank you, Dr. Nada ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. And what a wonderful way of talking by Sonesh ji about the datafication. So here I like to talk about the one thing which is very, very important, emerging technologies for the next industrial revolution. Thank you so much once again. And this is Dr. P.K. Rajput here with the 40 years of the experience and talking about the science, because 40 years I have been in this beautiful industry where we talk about that how the industry is building. Because when we say the medicine, food, and the knowledge, three things are very, very important for any person's life: medicine, food, and knowledge. And when I talk about the medicine, we all understand that the total revenue generation of the medicine in the entire world is $486.62 billion, right, which is growing by 13%. And technology has been used, and India is supposed to be the pharmacy of the world, because we are the largest producer of the generic medicine, and we require many things which is basically there. So I'm going to talk about the couple of points: the opportunities in pharma sector, shift to digital and virtual, artificial intelligence, machine learning, natural language processing, role of AR and VR, and what is the take-home message. Because I was just 2 days before, I was attending one of the seminar with McKinsey along with the Harvard International. So what Sonesh madam has said about it, I fully agree, because data is becoming a lifeline. But at the same time, the lot of data are available. So what the people they are talking that, fine, the data are there, but how to analyze, which is very important, very important, and what the action points has to be taken, which is the real fulcrum of using it in a right perspective. So with this, I like to show that what is the opportunities in pharmaceutical industry. A person can make his or her career in a various segments while doing the BSc, B Pharma and MBA. These are the multiple opportunities are there. So I'll not go, I just want to show it that in various segments a person can make his or her career, which start from a salesperson, from the hospital, from the pharmacovigilance, from the research, from the data management and analytics, which is a basic thing. So the last point is the data management person. So I correlate my talk with the father of marketing, Dr. Philip Kotler. I was giving my talk along with him in the month of August, 20th August, when we are talking about how the change is going to happen and how the pharmaceutical industry, which is the 20% growing industry year-on-year basis, right? How it is going to adopt the basic science and new requirements of data requirement, that is AI, VR, MR, and XR as well. So coming to this point, this is the one of the graph I like to show it to you. This is from the Rock Health graph from the Stanford University, which says that how the percentage has getting increased. Either it is a live video session, wearing honorables, digital health tracking. You can see there is a complete rise is there. What Sonesh madam has said about
Dr. Rajput, your slide is
Yes.
not moving.
Okay.
Can you make it what do you call full screen?
Yeah,
at
it
the
is on the
bottom?
full screen. 1 second.
Yeah.
1 second.
So we are only seeing your first page.
Oh. 1 second, sir. First page is there, okay.
Yeah.
And I'll just go to the 1 second. Is it coming
Okay,
up?
just
Is it
move.
coming
Yeah,
up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
It is
coming up.
coming full page or half?
No, it's not
Not
full
a
page,
full
but
page.
It is now full page?
No,
No, it's not a full
you
page.
change the slide, but not
Oh
full
my
page.
God.
you change the slide, but not full page. You have
Okay.
to change it to full screen.
Yeah, I'm just sending.
All right.
Some problem is here. Okay, so I'll just go for this
Okay.
way because not an issue. I'll just go in this
All
way.
right. All right. Okay.
Yeah. So I was talking about the opportunity in pharma sector, shift to the digital and the virtual care, artificial intelligence, machine learning and all. So I'll go to the next point because these are the beautiful ways are there where we can make the things happen, which is basically required about it. Right now, I was talking about my talk with Philip Kotler when we talking about the digital marketing part, and this is the slide which I have shown about it, that how the data as well as AI, VI is going to take care, and there will be a lot of differences going to happen, and how the people they are going to adopt it. So digital information is the transformation is the real requirement of the future, and that's why it means about it. And today we are talking about the emerging technologies related to that part. So the digital health revolution, which again Sonesh madam has said about it, I just took the point from her, which says about in the hospital, in the different places, how the things are getting taken care. The digital health care can help deliver safe, secure, and better quality healthcare, which is very, very important. And that's the reason now from illness we have changed to ourselves toward the wellness, because thanks to COVID, I will say that it has started giving us that how we should be very healthy. We must take care about our health, which is very important part, which we are missing a lot. So artificial intelligence is a real requirement. The first thing is, and how I say the artificial intelligence, because it has the conducting the repetitive task, it manages the data, it analyzes the complete healthcare system, it provides a medical consultation through the digital, which we have done it because during the time of COVID, I'm sure many people, they did the digital consultation with the doctor, they were available, and managing the medication, which is basically required. So I also remember my conversation with Randy Zuckerberg, the sister of Mark Zuckerberg, because they are working on Meta. And we had a discussion that how diagnostic is going to help us through the data analytics in the coming time. They are working on that. And very soon you will find in 2 years of that time that how Facebook people and how these Meta people, they are going to change the entire situation. Because today the 70% of the diagnosis is being taken care through the diagnosis part by the doctor. Then only they prescribe the medicine across the world. So machine learning is the second part apart from this, which is machine learning is always, you know, that it's a software application are more accurate at predicting the outcomes. Because now we know that the COVID has told us what are the different ways are there. So with this machine learning, we can change, we can access the thing, which is very important, and we can predict it also, which is again very important. Here, the how the application of machine learning can be used in the pharmaceutical industry. This is the diagnosis to treat better, treat the unconventional solution for the medicine discovery, suggesting the possible treatment for the critical care. When I talk about the critical care, it is a chronic care and critical care put together. So machine learning can help us by using this way, and the doctor can be more accurate in analyzing it, in predicting it, and giving the right solution. NLP, another part, which when I go to the colleges, MBA colleges, pharma colleges, I talk to them that you should develop an NLP processing system. Because suppose you are in Malaysia, you speak Malay language. I am in India, I speak Hindi. So how a doctor can change with this NLP part so that you can understand the thing, which is very, very important. And that is the real requirement, because this is the way the things can happen. So the chatbots and the NLP put together is going to make a lot of difference in the coming time. And the young students have started working it, because when I spoke to the highest degree college in India, which is a pharmaceutical colleges, I told them, I guided them, and I'm guiding them as well, that how the change can happen. So again, a beautiful thing is there that how the AR, VR, and XR can make a difference in the pharmaceutical industry. You can see here that how in North America, how the industry is going to grow. What $4,600 billion industry is going to happen. See the complete change in the world which is there, and the entire real world, you can see the change. So we have to embrace it, right? We have to accept it, and we have to learn it. Otherwise, we'll become obsolete. And if we don't want to become obsolete. Gamification, we talk in the gamification. Gamification is again a new requirement which we has to make the things happen either in the pharmaceutical industry or in the engineering industry or anything, because it gives you direct healing in your mind. You can understand the thing. Now, how the transformation can happen with the AR. When we have the big machines, when we talk about the new drug discovery channel which is there, like we talk about carcinoma, we talk about something new, how the things can be happen and how the equipments can be repaired, advanced notification can happen. You're sitting, professor is sitting there in Malaysia and he is having his factory in India. So while seeing there, he can tell to me that, yes, Dr. P.K. Rajput, you go and please see that this is the problem is there on the 3rd floor on the shift number 5. You please change the and that thing, and then you are going to get the result. This is the way that data is going to help us. And AR for the drug discovery. Again, AR tools can be helpful to provide the right drug, which is a cost-effective drug, which is there. Then we are in the pharmaceutical industry. Virtual reality is the requirement. So sitting at the one place, you can see what the person is suffering. Because earlier, gone are the case in medical college, one dead body was there and 50 students used to study about it. But with the VR, every student can study the different part of the body. They can see the 206 bones of the body, which is very important. How the heart is functioning, which is very important. So again, VR is going to make a difference. And not only this, let me tell you, when I was talking to, again, Zuckerberg, I was very clear how they are working. You can see Google, right, Microsoft, Amazon, they all are now clinching and they are able to see a big ticket item in the data management. And you all agree with me that today Google is having entire details of us, what we do, what we move, what we eat, what we take, everything is there, and they are going to come in a very big way, because again, managing data and ensuring the right action, which is going to make a difference, and that is the future for the entire world. So what is the take-home message is there? AI optimization in the healthcare system through system-based technology, which is very important, unlocking the omni-channel with artificial intelligence. We talk about Pharma 5.0 marketing, because this is the new book has come by the father of marketing, Philip Kotler. Everybody knows the name about Philip Kotler.
Yes.
None of the management college in the entire world, they don't study without, they don't pass without that. And when I discussed with him, he told about it very, very clearly about it, that 5.0 is basically required. Autonomous machines, robots, drones, self-driving machines, vehicles, which is going to happen. The flying machines are going to come. Flying scooters are going to come in the coming time. How? It is all through the AI part. Augmented reality, virtual reality, and extended reality is going to be a part and parcel of the life. Biometrics, neurosciences, use of gene editing is there. Now you can change with the gene in the coming time. People, what they are expecting by 2050, you can analyze the gene, you can tell about the entire horoscope of the person, what the things is going to happen. This is the genomes technology. The biosimilars are going to work, and this is basically a science, the emerging trend. So what a bit more, again, what Sonesh madam has said about it, the 3D printing, which Nada has also said about it, use of big data in the world of medicine and machine learning, quantum computing is the real requirement, and liquid biopsy for early detection of cancer. Believe you me, by 2047, right, the cancer will not be a dreaded disease. It will be a chronic disease. That's what the work is going on. So this is the beauty, this is the strength of the managing data, understanding data, utilizing data, working on data, exploring data, and this is the right trend. So this is all from my side. And thank you, team IIU and Global Educator Forum, for giving me such a wonderful opportunity among the all eminent personalities here, the most knowledgeable personalities on this platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Rajput, for what you call building on Sonesh. And since you were mentioning a few things just now, I think you will give an overview of all the things and the emerging technologies. And I think, but just before I forget, the G20 countries have just finished their summit in Bali, and it was chaired by Indonesia. Now the new chairman for G20 is India. Okay, this is very much relevant to what you have just shared with us. And I think the three themes that was discussed in Indonesia was, number one, which you mentioned, okay, some of it, this is your industry, the digital health architecture. And number two is sustainable energy transition. And the third one is digital transformation, which is what we are all talking about today. Thank you again, Dr. Rajput. Let's give Dr. Rajput another big round of applause for sharing his slides and his deliberation. I now like to invite our next speaker, none other than my good friend, Professor Samir Mukherjee. Okay, founder and CEO, IVRFF, founder and mentor, VR and AR academic, chief conceptualization and design UFC. And it's also mentioned also here. You're also spending a lot of time with us here in Malaysia, yeah? Prof. Samir, and Prof. Samir is from India. Okay, the floor is all yours. Let's welcome Prof. Samir. All yours, Prof.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Actually, this is a little problematic to talk. What?
Why is that?
You can hear me, no?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you.
This is a little bit problematic to talk after learned speaker. Okay, because of they already told everything, even all the terminology. They should keep some terminology for the next speaker and after that. But unfortunately, whatever terminology I use now, I will think, oh my God, they will think that, okay, I'm copying from his talk.
No.
Sir, you are
Prof.
elaborating.
Samir, you
Sir,
can do it. You
sir,
can do it from your own perspective. That's
Okay.
sir, you are going to
Okay.
elaborate it, like so
Yes,
you are going to tell us in a
I
more
will
deeper
not. I
way.
will not, because I do not have that kind of big knowledge. Okay.
Professor
So
Samir, you are
I
so
also
unique.
want to
Yes,
take.
you have a big knowledge.
I also want to take your permission to use these
Rights.
things, admin rights. Yep. Can I have that?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
thank you.
everyone has a
You are
permission.
not only efficient, but also you are beautiful.
Yes.
Just 1 minute. Where is my this one? Probably.
Yes. Can you put full screen now? Prof.
Yeah,
Samir?
yeah. Yeah, it's little slow.
Okay.
It's not as fast as mine.
Yes, it's there now. Wonderful.
Greetings from India and respected and eminent educators here, esteemed organizer and efficient too moderator. You know, sometimes it's very, very difficult to talk with two moderators. So in any case, let's start these things. See, basically, I will keep exactly what our organizer asked me to talk. He said that emerging technologies for the next industrial revolution. I will not go 1% beyond that, but I will tell you some story, different kind of story. Okay. So the first part is that industrial revolution. Trust me, I learned industrial revolutions long back. You can't imagine 50 years back. After that, no trace. So how could you ask me to tell something about industrial revolution? Do you think that can I be elaborate on that particular things? Yes, emerging technology is my subject, but our organizer are seriously tricky. He put such a two combination, it's pretty difficult to mix it. It's one is probably 400 years old history, another is 5 years history. So that is one of the biggest problem. In this juncture, let me tell you a small story. Then probably we can start these things. It is no relation with the industrial revolution, no relation with the emerging technologies. Probably 6-7 years back, I was in Paris in Louvre Museum. I love museum, okay? And I'm just watching a long format painting of Vincent Van Gogh. You know, probably, no? Should I give you a little bit of part of paintings? That paintings got three space. One is forefront, another is mid front, another is background. So these three part, okay? And this painting was probably 80 feet long. It's one of the biggest long format painting in the world. So the guide explaining me that this is Van Gogh's masterpiece on industrial revolution. I said, what? He said, it's on industrial revolution. And that's also 6 years old. So I told you that I last heard industrial revolution 50 years back in my school in history class. And next industrial revolution 6-7 years back in Louvre Museum. Then he said that just carry on, watch it. What I watch, you know, that some kids, some small kids are playing near to a river. So there is a river bank, river, and the opposite side of the river. And the afterwards, that some people are working, they are with hat and they are walking with that same river bank. After that, I checked that there is so many, you know, chimney in the factory. Okay. So the black smokes are coming out and all this. This is probably, you know, 60-70% of the entire picture. Then 80% of the picture painting is with absolutely black smoke on top of the sky. And after that, it's a gray picture. He said that's his imagination of industrial revolution. My God, we have to talk today. I got a very good opportunity. That industrial revolution, what a big thing for us. You know, I always put these things, that what is the meaning of industrial revolutions? I will not talk about emerging technology because of people knows these things that I do not know emerging technology. So I will talk about a little bit of industrial revolutions, and I will try my level best to finish it off within 10, 12 minutes. This is my challenge for today. Okay, so otherwise, our moderator will kill me. Yeah. So, that this is nothing but a basic industrializations in 1700 to 1800. After that, seriously, no trace of that. But okay, we love it. So every 100 years, we make it that second, 02, then 03, then 04, and 065, 089, and all these things we'll do. We'll not leave with that much, but okay. So let's come to that particular thing. Till date, we have 05. That's the interesting part of it. Now in 01, here I will do everybody, I already told that it is already uttered what we are today. So I will give you certain analytics that exactly why 01, I already told you. What is the effect of 01? That's also you understand now. Now, what is the exact part of 01? 01 is for heavy industry. You believe it or not, the major important invention was there. So from, from steam engine to a swing machine to not electric, the next one is electric, the typewriter to telephone to telegraph to so many things. After that, 02. Everything is added with the electrical power. So the human race was out. This is in electrical power. Then the third one with the pneumatics, CNC, computerized, and all this. In 04, it's absolutely cyber. And of course, AR, VR, MR, XR, and all this. After that, I do not know it's available in India or not. We checked. We checked in different universities and all this. I do not know that we are in 04 or 05. That is another very, very interesting part of it. If I use name, different kind of name, different kind of technology, and it is not available, we do not have any book, we do not have any teacher, we do not have anything here. And we are just telling that we are in 05. It is not the right thing. So that is another very interesting part. We have to understand where are we. Now here is also, I got a very, very small, but very subtle analytics. You can see that I told you that real infrastructure, real industrializations in 01, then small investment. You can ask me, what do you mean by small investment? In 1900, means in 19th century, what was the invention, major money, major all these things comes in. It's a small invention. The first and foremost one of the very important invention was ballpoint pen, Gillette razor, Coca-Cola, then lie detector, crayon, how you like it, and tea bag, Industrial Revolution. So this is, we are in the second one. In the third one, yes, we have so many very, very important things that accessories for connectivities and all this. And after that, along with that, and social media, of course, and along with that, we got a very interesting things, cybercrime. That's great. Okay. Now, again, come to that particular point that 2020. Here I got that discord that this took 100 years, this took 100 years, this took 100 years. Why this 10 years? Why the next one is 10 years? Who asked? Who told us that now make it the next? Then within every year it will be probably. And I search a lot that that kind of well-defined documentations available at this moment. Now, again, that's also another very interesting analytics that again, I told you that heavy industry, then what's it called? Conveyor, electric driven conveyor, then CNC, electric electronics combination in industry 3.0, then communication 4.0. 5, I do not have much idea. And I have only one thing, VR, AR, MR, XR, and all these things, Okay. But if you see all these things invented in 4, and it flourished in 5. Okay. So now, of course, he will not leave me. He will ask me, hey, you have to tell that what will be the future because of I told you that the organizer is very tricky, very trickily put these things that one is 5 years old technology, another is 500 years or what. So that is the reason that we have the, what's this called? It's coming. Just let me see. It's just coming. Yeah. That's emerging technology. That is probably the next. I do not have that kind of guts to put it in that it will be in 6.0 or it will be in 5.0, but it is the next revolution. Now, absolutely, this is the answer of the organizer. And it is my answer. Please don't quote, don't give it to the press, don't tell to anybody. It is absolutely between us and we are just discussing. I think that the next main invention will be human-like AI. What is that? I will tell. Brain computing, probably I already told. Metaverse, 8K HMD, and all these things. It will come. It will come within a couple of years and you will see a different kind of world altogether by 2025. It is not 2030. It is again my assumption, my calculation. Don't fire me because of we are calculating like that way. So by 2025, we will have certain miracle, certain big change. And of course, with the help of emerging technology. And ladies and gentlemen, you'll be love to listen these things that this is my last slide. How you like it? I can also can tell precisely, very small way. Okay, so this is last slide. Of course, we have a huge documentations. See, there will be huge impact in education. Again, no quote, please. Okay. Education will be like that. It's a combination of online, offline. It will be a combination of international and national kind of. People will have maybe 7, 8 every day there will be a paradigm shift in this education part of it. In healthcare, there will be sea change in the healthcare. Healthcare is based on what at this moment healthcare is based is a very complicated datas. What kind of datas that they will put certain exam, you have to test it, and they will see that test result, and they will conclude that these things happen to your body. This will not be there. Trust me, this will not be there. The machine can diagnosis of the human body. Probably by 2030, cancer will be treatable, not curable, treatable. So in this particular area, there will be huge part of it. Robotics, AI will do many daily work of, I'm not asking that they will do the research, because of everybody will tell that they will do the research, but they will do your daily work. Instead of your maid, you can use a robot. Let me tell you another small story. Do I have time, Professor Nada? Can I tell a just 2-minute story?
Okay. 2-minute story. Yes. Who can
No
say,
problem, no?
Who can
Okay.
say, Professor Samir, to
Okay.
you no? Nobody can say to you no.
Okay,
I know,
okay.
yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
thank you.
Even I cannot say no. Go ahead. You have two extra minutes.
Thank you so very much. Okay, let me finish. No. Professor Nada will kill me. I know. After that, she will shout, but not during this, because of she likes me. I do not know why, but she will not do anything now. She will tell, do you know, for you, the entire thing I have to shift. However, I was in China. That's also last maybe 4 or 5 years back, for a conference. And in the absolutely midnight, not midnight, at the fag of the day, like 3 o'clock in the night, I was entered to that hotel. They are very, very, disciplined people, I'm telling you. Okay. So nobody is there. Entire hotel lobby is absolutely no man's land. Done. I was just shocked what to do. After that, what to do? Because I have a secretary there. So that secretary always accompanied me. But that time I'm just discussing with some other professor from some other country. Okay, they are in a different hotel. I am in this hotel belongs to the government. It's a very interesting hotel. So I was in 6th floor. So in 6th floor, you will have 4 corridor, in the 4 part. One corridor is 10th floor. Another corridor is probably 2nd floor. Another corridor is 6th floor. And another corridor is 14th or 15th floor. Because of the entire hotel is on top of a mountain.
Okay.
And this is not the problem. You can say, hey, man, you can go ahead and can check the room and can go inside. Okay, you have to walk, but you have to walk throughout the night, because of everything is in Chinese. That's a government hotel. So you can't read anything. So I'm not weeping. I'm not crying. I'm just thinking what to do. So all of a sudden, there is a robot in the reception. Asked me, hey, where you want to go? I said, yes, I want to go to my room. I do not know. I have to tell you, ma'am or sir, but please take me to my room. So look back, you'll see so many robots are there. Okay, just touch your card on top of your head, on top of their head, and they will guide you. So I did that, put it there, and they said, just follow me. I'm just following. They're just in front of the lift. Lift is open. Elevator is taking me to certain floor. I just close my eyes. I'm just following following that gentleman, gentle robot. He will took me to all the access, and I was there and said, thank God, why not we have so many robots in our country? We do not need people. So that is the reason I'm telling you that robotics and AI will do many daily work in humankind. You can ask your robotic mate that I want biryani in the evening and tentative, I'll be back by 7:30. She or he will talk to you. Are you coming at 7:30? Then she or he will call to the vendor and put your biryani inside the micro oven. That is the future. Then digital twin will take care of the old, major power plant, major big infrastructure, they will take care by digital twin. Metaverse will be taken care, will be considered as a next internet. You can understand what internet already did for us. If I ask that, okay, I don't want any money, just give your internet. They'll say, but take all the money, don't take my internet. With that, I can go to the police, So that is the interesting part of it. The global display will be taken over by 8K HMD. I told you, or probably one slide back. What is 8K HMD? This is a very, very fine and very, very precision display unit, It's like my spec. I can see news you can't understand. I can see cinema. I can join conference. I can do anything with this, So this will be the future, for accessing machinery. And here I'm using very contradictory 2-3 statement. Film and media will be gamified. I know that many people are there who don't like this, but please take a deep breath and manage this. It will be, you can't stop it. If you don't know what do you mean by that, I can explain you. And the storyline will be changed absolutely. The story, what we know at this moment as a story, will not be there within coming 5 years. But what I told you, the skyline will not be gray in the beginning of the entire presentations. It will be the same. It will be blue sky. Thank you so very much. I hope with 2 story and with these things, probably I am in time. And she will
Thank you.
She will not.
Thank you, Prof. Samir Mukherjee, our metaverse guru. I know if it's Prof. Samir is going to be sharing, 12 minutes, 15 minutes will not be enough. But thank you very much for this provocative approach.
Today, what is the time I've taken? Oh no.
10 to,
it's again a blame.
Okay.
No,
But anyway.
no, Professor Samir, it was great. No problem.
Yeah, it was great. Very provocative
Professor Nada,
approach.
what is the problem for us? Last 20 years, I have my time 45 minutes or 245 minutes means 2 class. So 90 minutes. Beyond that, I do not have any timing. If you ask me, just talk to me for 2 minutes. I said, no, I can talk to you for 90 minutes.
Okay. All right.
What to do? Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prof. Samir, for the wonderful, as usual. You never, fail to surprise me with a very provocative approach. And I hope the rest of the speakers also enjoyed your sharing with us. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Prof. Samir another round of applause. Thank you. Thank you, Prof. Samir. Now let's move we move to another country now. We will move to Tanzania. I'd like to call upon Dr. Eli Elibahati Zablon Kimaro. Dr. Kimaro, Principal and Director of Kilimanjaro Field and Class of Environment Protection Initiative, KEPI. Professor Dr. Kimaro, are you there, Dr. Kimaro? Can you hear me?
Good evening, good afternoon.
Oh, okay. All
good
yours,
morning.
please.
Yes.
Please.
Sir. Yes. Thank you. I'm Dr. Elbati Kumaro from Kilimanjaro, Tanzania. Thank you for this opportunity to be in this conference, to discuss together, to share ideas together for our well-being for the session. Yeah, I would like to say thank you, IIU, because IIU is part of my family. I started with IIU for a long time, and we are together. My side, I would like to discuss about friendly renewable energy for imaging technology. And this will be in Sustainable Development Goals number 7.
Okay.
So allow me to share my screen, please.
Please.
Is it available for?
Yes, only can put full mode.
Yes. Make it have it in a full screen, please.
Yes, it is good. Great.
Yes.
Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you again. Friendly renewable energy for the imaging technology. This is Sustainable Development Goals number 7. I was in India, Hyderabad, for Sustainable Development Goals for Agenda 2030. So I am among of 24 countries was there to discuss together about the all Sustainable Development Goals 17. So for this session, I select the Sustainable Development Goals number 7. So I would like to share idea and discuss together. The best imaging technology, this include artificial intelligence, blockchain, drones, internet, robotics, 3D printing, virtual reality. All these need a power or energy. Question for us as a woman: which friendly energy we can use to operate these items? That is a big issue here. We go on technology, but we don't think about which environmental technology is good to operate these items. So I'll go to another slide, but I am going like a discussion. Okay. The term common refer to technologies that are currently developing or that are expected to be available within the next 5 or 10 years. And usually related technology that are creating or are expected to create significant social or economic effects. Eco-friendly technology for sustainable development. Sustainable technology or green technology deal with the short-term and the long-term impact of things on the environment. Green imaging technology takes the form of recycling renewable resources, health, safety, efficiency, and more. As you can see, we can get a power by using solid waste. We can get a power by using wind, solar, whatever. But that is a green or is a friendly energy. How does effectively affecting environment? Technology also has a positive and a negative environment effects. They are together. And all we know that we have a negative and positive. The positive effects are recycle of wastes, reduction of carbon dioxide emission, and the renewable energy production. And the negative effects include the depletion, natural resource, air pollution, and the accumulation of wastes. We are going to types. Emerging technology that have been in usage include, I can say, wind power, hydropower, solar power, geothermal energy, and biomass. I want to talk about our world. We are in different types of countries, types of continents. Their continents don't have a lot of water to make hydropower, but they have a lot of desert can make a wind power. They have no water, but they have a lot of sun can make a solar energy and something like that. So take this one as your side. You don't have a water, think about wind. You don't have a wind, think about water. You don't have a solar, think about water. You have a lot of sun in your side for per day. Think about solar energy. I have some of picture you can see as the following. And we have resource of water. So we have hydropower, as you can see these pictures. But it's not all the country have a resource of water. Tanzania, another area, there is a desert. It's not desert, semi-desert, but it's dry area for a season. And we started to put the panel as a solar farm because nature of this area, no water, but we have access to make another alternative to get a power. This is another area in Tanzania, no water, no sun, but they have wind, a lot of wind. So we set turbine for wind power. So environmental friendly. People, they ask about the 4R, others say about the 5R, 6R, but in my side now, according to my research and in my activity every day I was done, I can see there is 80 R's. First, recycle, reuse, replace, rethink, refuse, reuse, repair, reduction of green gas emission and pollutant. As use renewable energy, minimum as natural resources. Modern environmental technology has enabled us to capture the natural occurring energy and convert it into electricity, or use that through devices such as solar panel, wind, water, turbine, which reflect the high positive impact of the technology on the environment. as you can see in the picture there, type of immersion technology, manufacturing technology, medical technology, energy power technology, transportation technology, agriculture and biotechnology. All this in our world, we use it. Okay, let's go to example of green technology that can environmental friendly. Wastewater treatment. Many countries who was already developed use this technology by wastewater to energy, wastewater to irrigation, wastewater to everything. Eliminating of industry emission, recycling waste management, energy, generating energy from the wind, harnessing solar energy. How can reducing environmental pollution, air pollution, multiple monitoring device, scrubber, low emission stove heating, free consumer production building material, etc. Types of imaging can use solve environmental problems. Imaging technology such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, internet of thinking, geospatial and the power of 50 industry revolution, and the have a potential to Tanzania, and this is my like a dress I put today.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Kimaro. Thank you for
this is Tanzania, and this is
Okay.
for more
Right.
information. I have a contact. I have an email
Okay.
address, and the Facebook page is Kilimanjaro Field and the Class of Environmental Protection Initiative. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Kimaro. Thank you for sharing with us of the different perspective. You see, that's the beauty about listening to scientists and professors, you know, from different parts of the world. Dr. Kimaro has just shared with us how you can look at the emerging technologies and how we can also look at the what they call industrial revolution from a different perspective, from the renewable and from the ecological, you know, whether we are going to be harnessing all the existing emerging technologies and how we can think and what do you call ensure that while we do all those things, we do not what do you call injure or upset our planet. Am I right, Dr. Kimaro? Thank you very much again, Dr. Kimaro, for sharing that using the UN SDG 7
Thank you
approach.
so much.
Okay. I now like to call upon our next speaker. Let me see. Who is our next speaker? Okay. It's now the turn of my good old friend, Prof. Nada, our good old friend.
Dr.
Academician,
Dragan
doctors.
Joanov.
Yes, our doctor and
Europe,
scientist,
Macedonia.
Dragan Joanov. Where are you? Oh, there you are.
Fine,
Academician,
excellent.
inventor, scientist, researcher, educator, humanist, agroecologist, phytotherapist, and we have moved now from Tanzania. Okay, see, Prof. Samer is smiling. We are moving now from Tanzania to Macedonia. All yours, Dr. Dragan. Please share with us how do you look at our topic today? All yours.
Thank you very much. Hello everyone. I'm honored to be part of the World Conference today. Thank you for inviting me, Professor Pradipta. Thank you for organizing team. Thank you for moderators. Topics today, metaverse, I speak metaverse, virtual reality, augmented reality will play a big role in the fourth revolution. It will touch every part of our lives in a way we are never seen before. These technologies are a way to make sure that the digital and physical worlds aren't too different. The fifth industrial revolution is dawning upon the world in for several ways as we increasingly really on industry for technologies, including artificial intelligence, big data, the Internet of Things, digital platforms, adjustment, and virtual reality, and 3D printing. Listed below are the top new technological trends 2023. Computing power, smarter devices, quantum computing, datafication, artificial intelligence and machine learning, extended reality, digital trust, 3D printing, what are the emerging technologies in the next 10 years? Machine vision, language processing, speech and gesture recognition, pattern recognition, real-time LA, embedded LA or mail, LEOPS, MLOPS, and so on will increase in the next 10 years. What are the 5 emerging technology in the fourth industrial revolution? In a sense, the fourth industrial revolution is the trend towards automation and data exchange in manufacturing technologies and processes, which include cyber physical system, industrial Internet of Things, cloud computing, cognitive computing, and artificial intelligence. These technologies could have huge benefits for many companies, but they will also create big challenges. The McKinsey report includes a few suggestions to prepare for those challenges, emphasizing anticipating future needs through employee training. The nature of work will continue to change, and that will require strong education and retraining programs. The World Economics Forum concourse across nearly all industries. The impact of technological and other changes is shortening the life of employees, existing skills sets, the talent to manage, sharp and lead the changes underway will be in a short cycle unless we take action today to development it. Businesses would need to put talent development and the future workforce strategy front and center to their growth. Firms can no longer be passive consumers of ready-made human capital. They require a new mindset to meet their talents' needs. Conclusions: the fourth industrial revolution represents a fundamental change in the way we live, work, and relate to one another. It is a new chapter in human development enabled by extraordinary technologies, advances commensurate with those of the first, second, and third industrial revolutions. These advances are merging the physical, digital, and biological worlds in ways that create both huge promise and potential peril. The speed, breadth, and depth of this revolution is focusing as the rethink how countries develop, how organizations create value, and even what it means to be human. The fourth industrial revolution is about more than just technology driven change. It is an opportunity to help everyone, including leaders, policy makers, and people from all income groups and nations, to harness converging technologies in order to create an inclusive, human-centered future. the real opportunity is to look beyond technology and find ways to give the greatest number of people the ability to positively impact their families, organization, and communities. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Dr. Dragan Javanov. That's interesting. And that he is sharing with us a new approach. He's discussing the topic from a different angle. I like it when he started supporting Professor Samir. He was mentioning metaverse. Remember that, Professor Samir? Yeah. When he started talking, he mentioned metaverse. And then he went on to focus on human development, which I like. So he was quoting McKinsey, you know, the challenges of new technologies. And then he also quoted the World Economic Forum and more on about the work and the new mindset. Very interesting. So totally, you see, this speaker from Macedonia is taking it from a different angle, different perspective. Thank you very much, Professor Dragan.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
What do you call? Now I like to from Macedonia. Now let's go back. Let's go back to India. Okay. I now like to call upon Dr. Arun Kumar Rana, Assistant Professor, Galgotias College of Engineering and Technology, India. Where are you, Dr. Arun? Are you here?
Hello, everyone. I'm audible, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. The platform is all yours, Dr. Arun, please.
Yes, thank you, sir. And good evening, everyone. And I am thankful to the Piyush Pandit, sir, Professor Nada, ma'am, and Professor Pratik Mandal, and wonderful moderator, Professor Karudin, sir. You are awesome. And today, my topic of discussion, let me share my screen. Influence of IoT with the Industrial Revolution. My screen visible, sir?
It's coming.
Is it fine?
Make it full screen.
Great.
Okay. Wonderful. It's full screen.
You, sir.
All yours.
Thank you very much, sir. Today, my discussion will be depend the how IoT related to the industrial revolution and how IoT change everything in the future. And before the discussion, I will discuss a little bit about me. I did my BTech from Kurukshetra University, PhD and MTech from the Markandeeshwar University. And during my research work, I published many papers, more than 100 papers in SCI Scopus Journal and many conferences. And I also published many books with the publisher of Taylor and Francis and many books now indexing Scopus database. And I have many guest editorial, many special journal for the publishing and for the providing the research environment for the student, for the researcher, so that they can find new emerging trends like IoT, AI, machine learning, big data, machine data science, everything. Now, before industrial revolution, I will discuss little bit about the IoT. And now you can see this is internet, and internet means we have to connect different devices to the computers, only sharing the information, maybe image, audio, video, and text. And if you want to control some kind of application, appliances like TV, car, machine, bulb, building, then you have to use IoT. IoT means everything have to connect to the internet so that we can manage from anywhere with the help of internet. Now in this, you can see this is smart home, and in smart home, different appliances. These appliances connected to the cloud for this security, so that security to the provide to the user devices. And within car, user can access information with the help of internet. This is in short, this is IoT. You connect the devices with the different network. Now you can see this is the network. How to establish network? We have to connect some kind of computer to the switches and router, and with the help of browser we can access the information of the all devices. Now this is nowadays we are using some kind of networking so that we can connect the devices for the sharing the information. This is the father who discovered IoT. And little bit history of the IoT in this is a barcode, then barcode the head mounted display devices, then first wearable computer, then wearable computer inside the eyeglass so that we can get the information with the help of eyeglass. And after that, in 1973, first RFID tag has been started so that get the information. Then 1980 early, the Coke vending machine to monitor the number of bottles. Then Kevin Aston starts real search, how RFID devices connected to the internet. And after 2004, research in real form, how to connect the devices, how to connect the building, how to connect the agriculture sector to the internet. Now, this is the basic devices block diagram to connection. We can say scenario of IoT. In this, these are the different devices, then devices connect to the gateway, then connectivity, communication, then software, then cloud for the security of the devices. These are the sensors. And now here we can see this is the revolution phase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we can say 1.0. In 1.0, just the discussion of the steam engine, only manual system, mechanical system, no electricity was present, no computer IT system was present. So this was about the 1.0. 2.0 when electricity introduced in the system, but there are also again lack of IT and computer system. To improve this feature, now in third phase 3.0 industry revolution, in which we are just using IT system, computer system, some kind of automation started in 3.0. Now in 4.0, this is industry revolution. In short, 4.0 mean M2M. M2M mean man to machine conversation. The best example of 4.0 is Alexa device. Alexa device just receive the command by the man and process the command and produce the result. And in short, we can say 4.0, all emerging trends like IoT, blockchain, 3D printing, robotics, all are dependent on the 4.0 sectors. This is the basic brief of 4.0. The factory becomes digital simulation tool, efficient factory. And after 4.0, we are able to design some kind of robot. Now, in this slide, you can see in brief at the last stage, industry 5.0. 5.0 mean M2M, but here is different meaning of M2M. M2M mean machine to machine conversation. In 4.0, there was conversion. Yeah, we can say there was interface of man to machine, but in 5.0, there was only conversation between machine to machine. This was the biggest difference between 4.0 and 5.0. Now the impact of 5.0, you can see here in the manufacturing industry, all data will be streamlined and every stage some kind of input to be provided to the device so that we can, at the last stage, we can find best product with the help of chain values. Now the impact of 5.0, you can see the robotics, again the impact of 5.0, so that automation start with the help of robotics. Now in this you can see the impact of 5.0. 5.0 is able to make some kind of fabrication, some kind of processing, some kind of designing, some kind of production. This was the impact of 5.0 revolution. This is industrial revolution where you can see manufacturing of car with the help of robots. All are machine are conversation together so that produce wonderful products. This is again example of Boston Dynamic Robotics. We having artificial and machine learning intelligences for the detection and for the decision taking results. This is the main core device. This is Raspberry Pi device. I think all emerging trends revolving this device. In this device, having future microprocessor, microcontroller, with the help of machine learning, AI, deep learning, data science, lots of data can be put inside these devices so that we can produce multiple of projects for the revolution and for the efficient production. Raspberry devices like credit card devices. In this, we can use different type of simulations, different type of conversion. So this means this is a Raspberry device is like a computer device. This is the basic. You can see here the microprocessor, LM35, speaker, audio jack, everything we see in motherboard so that we can connect the display devices, earphone, internet, Wi-Fi, LAN, everything we can connect, and we can program and we can design multiple projects with the help of this device. So this device produce impact in the industry for the revolution to making project like machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, like that. And with the help of the device, we can able to make supercomputer. Supercomputer mean revolving everything with the help of some supercomputer. And solar Raspberry Pi power pack, this is another project. And this is the impact of industrial revolution 5.0, industrial blockchain, drone, exoskeletons, additive technology, 5G, beyond mixed reality. Everything will be impacted with the help of 5.0. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the listening and
Thank
providing
you.
environment.
Thank you, Professor Arun Rana. That's what you get. Very, what do you call, very detailed. When you listen to someone from the engineering and technology faculty, very IT. But it's a good overview of the what do you call subject that we. Thank you, Prof. What do you call Arun?
Thank you, sir.
Professor
Thank you, sir.
Arun, you are fascinating us each one day. I need to
It is.
say, Professor Arun has the most biggest number of the citations
Oh
for
yes, yes,
work.
yes.
So this is for your work for everyone.
Yeah, a clap for your work. The
Thank you.
citation. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for
Yes.
providing me.
Okay, from India, let's move to let's go back to the African continent. We will now go to Nigeria. Our next speaker is Dr. Dr. Adiogan. Are you there?
Yes,
Oh.
I'm here,
Oh,
Prof.
okay.
I'm
Okay.
here.
Dr. Adiogan Joseph Kayode, yeah, corporate branding strategist and leadership coach, Joba Consult from India. All yours. Yeah.
Prof, thank you very much. I'm from Nigeria. I think I need to make that very clear.
Yeah, yes.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you, Professor Arudin and Professor Nada Ratkovic. It's been a while. I also want to appreciate everyone here. I will say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Here in Nigeria, it's exactly 12:45. So if you are in Nigeria,
12:45. What time? 12:45. What AM? Night or day?
It's day.
Oh, okay. It's at noon. Okay, you are. Yeah. I am almost 8 p.m. here in Malaysia. Almost 8 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Carry on.
Professor
That's interesting.
me and Nigeria, we have the same time now.
Oh, okay. Oh, you are having the same time
Oh,
with
good.
Yes, we have the same time.
Okay.
Oh, good. That's interesting. All right. It's a pleasure to be here. Once again, my name is Professor Adeogun Joseph Kayode. As you have rightly heard from my brother, my friend, my colleague, Professor Arudin, I'm a creative branding strategist. As you can see on the screen, I don't know if you can see my screen, Prof. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see. But if you can make
it's very
it a full
clear.
screen better.
Good. So briefly, I'm a seasoned marketing, communication, and business professional, and also a leadership coach with over 15 years experience in branding across various sectors. So that said, I currently I am the Vice President and the Vice Chancellor of Wisdom Virtual University of Leadership, where I also serve as an honorary professor of leadership and management. So today we are continuing the conversation on how technologies are revolutionizing education sector. So my focus will be on artificial intelligence revolutionizing learning process through new technologies. I've heard the facilitators emphasized on the relevance of the new technologies and how it is revolutionizing various sectors. My focus would be on education because this is my forte. Education is my forte. So I'm going to be emphasizing how artificial intelligence is revolutionizing education. As you may agree with me, artificial intelligence, it's indeed a thriving technology that is being used in almost every field and is changing the world. It's changing the world. So it becomes very important to emphasize its relevance in education. And one of the places where artificial intelligence is poised to make big changes, and of course, it's making changes, is in education. Artificial intelligence in education is developing new solutions, for example, for teaching and learning. different situations. Nowadays, you will agree with me that artificial intelligence is being used by different schools and colleges across different countries. And it is giving a new perspective look as far as education is concerned, to teachers, to students, to parents, and of course, the educational institution as well. Artificial intelligence in education is about is not about humanoid robots as a teacher, so as to replace human teachers, but it is about using computer intelligence to help teachers and students and making learning fun, making it educative, and of course, sometimes entertaining through gamification. So indeed, artificial intelligence has shaped the educational experience of the world, and of course, of learning. I don't need to mention that artificial intelligence is a simulation of human intelligence into a computer machine so that it can help human to be more functional or to be more productive in passing knowledge or in exposing learners to areas where they need to be well equipped to become a better version of themselves. And of course, it's good to mention that artificial intelligence also aims to mimic human behavior. Take note, artificial intelligence is not replacing human learning processes, but it is just to mimic human behavior. Artificial intelligence has various uses and applications in different sectors, especially in education. So I'm going to be sharing with you how artificial intelligence is revolutionizing the education sector. The first one I want to mention is collaboration. Students are working together in digital spaces nowadays. They can connect whether you are in a virtual classroom or you are in a physical classroom or you are in a different countries. Collaboration is made possible through the use of artificial intelligence to make learning experience possible, to make it entertaining, to make it also educative. Back in the days, sometimes if you're in the classroom, you hear some of your students saying, some of your fellow students saying that, oh, I gave my notes to one of my friends and is not in school today, so I don't have notes to work with. No, it's not happening now. With artificial intelligence, you can always, at the tip of your fingers, you can Google a particular information, and there you have all the information you need. Example of how artificial intelligence is revolutionizing education, thus making learning experience possible, is the use of Google Document. You can use it to create shared research notes, or you can also co-create an essay. That is in the area of collaboration. Now, when you talk about repetition too, as the saying goes, practice makes perfect. Here I say practice makes permanent. Online practice sites like, for example, we have digital flashcards and review games can make repetition of learning more interesting. Plus the fact that most of those options can be carried with students in using their smartphone in their pockets. All right. You can use your own terms to create, for example, flashcards using an app known as Quizlet. Quizlet, as far as I'm concerned, this is what my students use, and even my children, they also use these flashcards. It helps you to study and learn. It is simple for you to create your own flashcards using Quizlet, or you can choose from existing flashcards that can make learning experience possible. You can also use Save All app. It is a Save All app is also another app that is a very simple cross-platform flashcard app that uses artificial intelligence to create questions and quiz using keywords and also facts to make learning experience enjoyable, educative, and also entertaining. Then another way artificial intelligence is revolutionizing education is the use of quality videos. Back in the days, you realize or you agree with me that a quality video project required expensive camera. You will need to use production equipment that are very, very expensive. But now, a tablet, computer, webcam, or smartphone can create a high definition video that demonstrates student understanding of content. So you can see how artificial intelligence is indeed revolutionizing education through the use of video using smartphone. Example, you can create quick videos with a built-in webcam or photo slides using YouTube upload button, right? It also makes it much more easier by creating a type in a document video with a Google Story Builder. Apart from that, another way artificial intelligence is revolutionizing education sector is the use of audio. Students can now create their own radio shows, telling creative stories, interviewing friends and others. And those recordings can be shared widely using the available links, just like radio shows that have been for years. But in this case, it has to be free. Examples of audio that you can create is using record. You record an audio using Audio Boom, and you share the link that other students can also connect with. Then I also mentioned this, which is very, very important, especially at this period. Especially at this period, social media. Please just give me a moment, please. Okay, just a moment. I'm sorry. Okay. Another one is social media. Communication tools like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and others give classroom access to virtually anyone with an internet connection. And with the use of hashtag, you can achieve so many things within a short space of time. Then another way artificial intelligence is also making learning possible is, sorry. Okay. And then another way is applying gamification. Gamification, as you may rightly be aware, is integration of game elements like point system, leaderboards, badges, and other elements that is related to game into conventional learning activities in order to increase engagement and also motivation. This is also another way artificial intelligence is revolutionizing education. And conclusively, artificial intelligence is growing day by day in many segments, and also in the field of education, it has started showing its influence, making learning experience educative, making it enjoyable, and also entertaining. So on this note, let me draw the curtains for my presentations. I want to say thank you very much to everyone listening to me, and also to the founder of Global Educators Forum and others for these opportunities. Thank you. I'm grateful.
Thank you, Professor Adiogan Kayode from Nigeria, for this very interesting, application. You have been focusing on artificial intelligence in education. So you see, it's interesting to see different speakers from different parts of the world looking at the subject, and some are looking at it at the micro level, some are looking at it at the macro level, some are approaching it provocatively. But it's interesting, as I listen to all of you, I'm also learning a lot of new approaches. Thank you again, Professor Adiogan Kayode from Nigeria. Let us now move to Oh, let's go back. Let's move back to India. I now, like to welcome Professor Rachana Chakraborty, Assistant Professor, CVMD, a global motivational and keynote speaker, host international, who will now present. Prof, are you there, Prof Rachana?
Yes, yes.
All right,
I'm there, I'm
welcome.
there.
Okay, the floor is now all yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was really wonderful listening to you, sir. And good evening from Mumbai, India. At the very
Oh, from Mumbai.
onset, yes.
Professor Abidu, can you stop your presentation, please?
Oh yeah, Professor
Please
Adiogan
stop your
has not stopped.
presentation.
Professor
Prof,
Adio.
I'm here. You mentioned my name. I'm here.
Yeah. Can you stop your presentation?
Oh, okay. Please, I'll do that shortly. Thank you.
Okay.
I've done that.
It's still there.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I've stopped it.
Okay, great.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you. Can I start?
Yes, please, Professor Rachana.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good evening from Mumbai, India. And at the very onset, I would like to thank the founder of Global Educators Forum for giving me the opportunity to speak, very important, in front of all the eminent personalities. So it was really a wonderful, Professor Cameron, to listen to such eminent personalities. And luckily, I was also enhanced with their knowledge. I am not a person from the technology. I am a person from the literature. So enhancing my knowledge is always what I do from Global Educators Forum. And I would like to thank the founder, mentor from the bottom of my heart for inviting me again and again to take in more knowledge. So today I'll be speaking a little bit about the overall emerging technologies for the next industrial revolution. And this I will do it from my point of view and my perspective and my forte. I would not go or even dare to in front of so many learned personalities here who are dominating and ruling the technological world. So I would not, try to intervene their areas. But yes, I would, since I'm a storyteller and a lover of inspiring with stories, so I would try to project emerging technologies for the next industrial revolution, how it is going to bring a greater change in this whole global setting. So the industrial revolution, let us come directly to it. It is building on this digital revolution that has been occurring since, for quite a lot of centuries in the past. We have been trying a lot, and it was really tried with the help of fusioning all the technologies and blurring the lines between the physical, the digital, and the biological spheres. So with this keeping in mind, I just want to quote a few lines which says like this about the technology, a small little poem about the emerging technologies. So the information system, it runs our lives. From alarm to the evening television, just count your ship. In the hopes of a 6 hours sleep, dragging, pushing, poking, and guiding, all for what? A day where we swing away and rewind our lives has gone astray. All our friends are easily connected. So why do we feel alone, looking for love on a computer screen in a world without technology? Can you imagine how it would be to not have any lights? We will probably stay at home all night. And then we could say that we are really lonely. But now technology has made us connected. We have friends from Macedonia, from Nigeria, from across the globe, enlightening us from Croatia, and we have so many friends. So are we really alone? So that is going to be technology in the coming years. So on that note, there are three reasons why today's transformations represent the arrival of the next revolution. This industrial revolution which is coming up, it is because of the velocity, the scope, and the systems impact. So the velocity, scope, and the systems impact is going to dominate the technology field. The current speed of the breakthroughs which we have seen throughout the years, it is incomparable. And when we compared the previous, the industrial revolution, which we had read in history book, as Professor Samir Mukherjee had said, that yes, we read about industrial revolution in our history books only. But yes, from there we know what industries have been doing to us. A simple, the cloth which is taken out manually, only one cloth at a time. But with the help of machinery, we can take out hundreds and bulks of cloth. So the full machinery had dominated or changed the economic system altogether. Similar is the revolution which is going to come around in the next few decades or probably next few years. So it is disrupting almost every industry in every country. All of you will agree to that. And the breadth and depth of these changes herald the transformation of the entire systems of production, management, and governance. So the possibilities of these billions of people being connected by just a mobile device it's really very, very amazing. With the unprecedented processing, the storage capacity. Have you seen how your mobile, conks off when it goes beyond? But then the storage capacity of your laptop is more multiplying, and the access to knowledge is unlimited. Like how I am now closing my eyes and enjoying the technological world, which in the previous years would have seemed totally, completely ignorant of it. I would have never thought that I would meet Professor Samir Mukherjee and I would be listening to his lectures online and gaining my knowledge with the help of this technology, which is right now in our home. Being from a different field, we were always told the STEM education is not for us. We are basically from the storytelling, the literature club, the literary fields. So, but now I don't feel I'm ignorant of it at all. I have engineers teaching me. I have technological CEOs training me with the help of talks. I have Professor Kamaruddin from Malaysia telling me a lot. I have Professor Nada teaching me from Croatia about technologies. And I am really enhanced. So isn't that the emerging technology? Ladies and gentlemen, you should really believe that this is what we call emerging technology, where you are guiding and rebuilding, rebooting a person who is not at all from this field, but aware right now and totally speaking about this emerging technologies, which is going to dominate in the years to come. So this billions, there are, so many things which has emerged. We know about the artificial intelligence, the robotics, the Internet of the Things, the autonomous vehicles, the 3D printings, the nanotechnology, the biotechnology, the materials of science, energy storage, and of course, quantum computing is dominating here in the years to come. Already artificial intelligence is all around us. If you agree or not, I'll give you a small example. From the self-driving cars, I too had an experience of that because I'm not a good driver or a driving license I don't have, but the self-driving cars and the drones, did you forget about that? The drones to take your clips from far away to the virtual assistants and the software that translates or invents. Yes, impressive progress has been made in the AI, the artificial intelligence in the recent years. It was driven by the exponential increases in the computing power and by the availability of the vast amounts of data from software used to discover the new drugs, to algorithms, and used to predict the cultural interest. I will not go details about the data, the amount of data, and the discovery of the new drugs, which was already covered by engineer Sonesh Bharadwaj, and of course about the drugs by P.K. Rajput. So I would directly come to the overall, the digital fabrication of the technologies, where while we were interacting to the biological world on a daily basis, we have engineers, designers, architects, they are all using their brains, combining computing, design, additive manufacturing materials to which will give us a very better future. The products we consume and even the buildings we inhabit will be a product of them. Now, coming back a little more about the impact which is having on business, we know that economically we have gained a lot because of the emerging technologies, which has brought a current flood of it. But how did it impact the people? The impact on the people of this emerging technologies, which will be dominating in the years to come, in the upcoming fourth industrial revolution, will finally not only change what we do, but also who we are. We now know, as already said by my previous speaker, that Google now is having all our information. We don't know what is our next upcoming insight of Google. Since Google is having all our data, you might have seen the time when you think something very deeply, maybe to reduce your weight. A simple example I'm giving, maybe you might be thinking of reducing your weight. Suddenly Google gives you a message. To reduce weight, you use this, so and so. How did Google read your mind? So there is something which technology is doing every now and then. They are trying to compute on your inner feelings, your motive, and a day is surely going to come. You think something and Google will do it. We had seen a scientist, Stephen Hawking, how he used his feelings with the help of technology. He was a professor. He used to conduct lectures without his vocal, the systems working properly. And the students enjoyed his lecture. So it is this is what I call emerging technology. Far, far more. We have voice synthesizers, which is doing amazing work. We know that. So we have a lot of effect. But what about the community at large? I really am a great enthusiast, you can say, a real adopter of the technology. Of course, I enjoy, as I told, we are never lonely because we have technology. But sometimes I wonder whether the inexorable integration of this technology in our lives could diminish some of our quintessential, essential human capacities, such as, as time might come. It is a little bit alarming for me as a person who is in the field of literature, who really loves to talk with nature and meeting people, amazing personalities. But I feel that maybe technology might remove the possibilities, might be there, will remove these feelings like compassion and cooperation, the feelings bonding between each other. Our relationships with smartphones, in this case, is a point to be noted. So in front of all the engineers who are here, I would like to say that the relationships and the dependencies on smartphones is really going to make our feelings a more, elongated. We have constant connection and may deprive us of one of the most important assets, that is the time to pause, think, reflect, engage in meaningful conversations. You know that, when we are running forth in the field of technology, do we have the time to give for our family? We are just like a machine. a device, a robot. We visit our friends and quickly come back to do our work because we have so many targets to be completed. So this technology which we are running for, or the businesses which we are bringing in with the help of this emerging technologies, is really going to dominate, but it is going to rule in the next few years. So the constant connection may deprive us of one of the life's most important assets, which is to pause, to reflect, and to engage in this meaningful conversations. One of the greatest individual challenges which I feel by the new information technology for the mankind is the privacy. Where is that privacy? We are now into the social media. Everyone knows what are we and who are we. There is nothing called privacy with us. Wherever we are going, we have our social media to be presenting everything. We instinctively understand why it is so essential. Yet the tracking and sharing of information is very, very important because of the new connectivity. There are a lot of debates about the fundamental issues which the machinery is impacting. But let me tell you that it is these machineries who have made us what we are today. It is this knowledge who has really done a great change in our development. We have been able to understand everything, whether it's from the science, whether it's from the arts or the commerce field, because of technology. So technology is really connecting and making the world into, or bringing it into small capabilities or small boundaries. We have changed the boundaries. Though there might be a lot of debates about the issues, the impact which it is having on our inner lives, but still, if we do not lose control and we manage both, giving it due time, we can bring in this emerging technology for the new revolution, which is not very far away from us. So I would like to end it with a few lines from one of the poems that just imagine for the debate which is going on about technology. Can you imagine no cell phone for you? If I tell you no cell phone for you, and you don't want a computer too, no email or a text, you don't like technology, you want things to say the same, then read the daily newspaper, use the printed maps, take it out from your pocket and start reading. Is it easy? Google Maps are more convenient to reach out to any place. But is it easy to take out that map from your pocket, that big, huge map, which you put it on a table? When we are traveling on the road, can we do that? Purchase with a check, give a check, sign a check. Right now, it's so easy. E-banking is there. This shows your opposition. But how long will it last at all? How much can you debate against technology? The world is changing, whether you want it or not. It's moving forward. So jump into the bandwagon, learn to enjoy the progress and bring around the change and bring around the emerging technologies for the next industrial revolution. Thank you so much for listening to me. And I am really honored to share the same platform with so many eminent personalities. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prof. Rachana, for that concluding poetry. I like that. You have very nicely, deliberated your discussions from the three, elements that you said, from velocity, scope, and systems.
Yes.
And then earlier on in the beginning, you were talking about the convergence of technology. Yes, because if you look at the technology and you mentioned about, the cell phone, the smartphone or whatever it is, all this because over the last 10, 20 years ago, all the earlier technologies have converged. You have audio and video and all, this convergence of technology has enabled the things that we're enjoying today. Thank you, Prof. Rachana, for sharing your views on this topic. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give another round of applause for Prof. Rachana for sharing her thoughts on this topic. Okay, now from India, let's see. We are going to move on to another country. We will move to UAE. Is Miss Chandani Kinger, are you around? Oh yeah, she's there. I can see her. All right. Okay. Miss Chandani is a teacher, international speaker, ambassador of many global platforms. Let's hear what she has to say about this topic. All yours, Chandani, please.
Thank you so much, and good evening to one and all present here. And I think, as Archana ma'am said, we had lots of eminent speakers who are already the masters in the field of technology. So we are just learners or the beginners at this platform, actually. So I'll just be taking a simple discussion on the emerging technology as we are talking about. One of them is the quantum computing, which plays a major role in current scenario and which has a huge importance on what is happening around the world and how the world is moving along with this platforms and all. So let's understand what exactly the quantum computing means and how it has created an impact in our lives personally when we talk of the quantum computing. Yes. So if I just give the brief idea about how the quantum computing is, so what does exactly it means by then? Quantum computing is the term that I just could make it out that came from the principles of quantum physics. So here when I was just analyzing this, it came with the common principles that are applied, that is the superpositions, entanglement, and the quantum interference. So here we include all the concepts or all the mechanics or the mechanisms of the physics, mathematics, and statistics to some extent, where we need lots of computations happening. And it's not only in the specific area, but I'll be sharing some of the examples where the well-known companies are also into the quantum computing, and how these companies are creating their brand image, and how they are coming up with their own vision and the mission, looking into their future perspectives. As you can see over here, there would be three divisions as when we talk about the quantum computing. One is in the area, a specific area to the house of the qubits. That's one of the major content that I can say, because qubits is the one based on which the whole concept of quantum computing is or lying on. And the second that I just want to clarify, that's about the approach to transfer the signals. And with the qubits, as one of the speaker was mentioning, that even the red lights and the green lights at the signals, or I mean at the signals, or maybe in the parking lots, all of this has some one or the other connections that is happening there. And again, this brings us to the concept of artificial intelligence. Again, this takes us back to the machine learning, and all of this, when we bring it together, then we can take forward with the quantum computing as well. And the classical computing machine to send the instructions towards the system. So there has been a system that has been designed, the system which has a huge focus on what exactly the outcome has to be reflected, and how the user of the quantum computing is looking at the final outcomes. So that's something quantum computing takes us to. Looking at certain other aspects, that how the quantum computing can be created, or how we can have the super conditioning quit bits, or how we can identify the bit flip and the phase flip errors in the while using the quantum computing. And the first and the most important question comes up is that how the usage of the quantum computing is supporting the fields. It may be any field, it may be any areas of our existence. And as we are on the platform where we are talking about the emerging technologies, so definitely the quantum computing has a huge contribution in the field of technologies as of now. Yes, as I was talking about, that there is no area or there is no sector which is away from the use of the quantum computing. And whether it's a medical, whether it's a finance, whether it's an automotive, whether it's an education, no area has been left aside which is not involving the contribution of the quantum computing. And we can see over here that how each sector has involved the quantum computing into the process. And along with that, we can see below that what has been the impact for those sectors, or what has been the impact of those areas of quantum computing into their sectors. So this is reflecting us that no sectors is without the technology, and especially with the computing technology that we are talking here about. This is how the graph has been created, which talks about how the emergence of the quantum computing is taking place, where the scientists, where the quantum physics is taking place, where the scientific theses are coming into considerations, how the experiments are being carried out, what is the role of the quid bit that is taking place, how the processors, how the quantum computers, how the quantum cryptography even has came into the existence, and how we are dependent in this era on the quantum money and the quantum network as well. So this all over the things which reflects us or shows us that how it has become a crucial for us to have the existence of the quantum computing when we talk about the metaverse, when we talk about the emerging technologies in the scenario. Yes, there is a three pillars that comes up when we talk about the quantum computing, along with which we have the quantum communication and quantum sensing. So that's something that which has again an impact on the sectors that we have seen, that how they can use and how this is becoming a part of our day-to-day life to some or the other extent, and how this can how the quantum computing can support all of us in our day-to-day activities. Also over a period of time we'll see the graph, and furthermore that how this quantum computing is going to be a furthermore an integral part of our day-to-day life as well, as we are becoming more dependent on the technology, as we are becoming more dependent on the external sources of an technology. So that's something we'll be looking into. The quantum stake, and this is again actually directly connected with how the technology is going to is being created, what are the different layers of the technology, how the quantum computing is taking place. It's not something a one-day aspect or a two-day miracle that is going to happen over a night, right? So it has a certain layers, and as we can see, the last layer is mentioned as applications. There comes the experimentations, there comes actually what is going to be implemented, and what we are going to have as its outcomes. So this stake, or this we can say the layers, are going to help the industries or the sectors who are implementing the quantum computing into their actual implementations. Thinking about the future of the quantum computing, as you can see, it has been divided into three I can say the segments, as starting from 18 to 28, so 20 years of journey, how it's going to take place, and from 28 to 39, how it's going to take place. And there is a scenario where we are going to see where the several areas of quantum computing is taking place in a way of binary computing, in a way of the numerous commercial applications. So all this is going to come up, and as I said, that this quantum computing is also going to be a part of our integral integral part of our day-to-day life as well. Yes, this is an algorithm that has been applied on the quantum computing, or how the application is being done, whether it's a research, whether it's a simulation, whether it's a computation, and based on that, how the blockchain, machine learning, how the information security is going to take place. We were talking at the very beginning about the data integration and the data intelligence and all. So how all of this going to be a part, and how the quantum computing as a huge technology is going to be a part of the algorithms. As you can see here, the three things that will be needed also, talking about the algorithms, AI, and architecture. So that's something based on these three pillars, the whole quantum computing has to be implemented or experimented. And that's what the sectors in the current era are also focusing on. Yes, as I said at the very beginning, that it's dependent on certain aspects, and to begin this journey, or to think about that, when the quantum computing started, if we go back, I was just looking at some of the research paper which were talking maybe somewhere around before my birth scenarios also. So that was something that we can see that quantum computing is coming up from all the way from number of years. Yes, the existence or the experimentations have started in a similar scenarios in the current years, and we can see the graph that how it is going to be a supremacy for the technology, or for the sectors, or for the industries that are actually existing there. Going back again to the fields or the sectors where the quantum computing has been used, and as you can see over here, there are certain points mentioned there which talks about where this quantum computing has been implemented, and how this quantum computing has a small contribution being created in a particular sectors or this segment. Yes, as I was talking about, there are many companies or brands who have actually implemented the quantum computing, and as we can say over a period of time, how this implementation or the experimentation is proceeding further, and how it is helping this well-known brands. As I can see, the list on my right hand side specifies brands which are at the topmost positions all over the world, whether it's in hardware or whether it's in a software, how they have started to integrate the quantum computing. And if we think about the quantum, the clouds that has been created, the frameworks that has been created, the services that has been created using the quantum computing, it's immense. We cannot even, if I think about my childhood, I don't know that there will be something called as quantum computing coming up. I didn't knew that there will be something called as machine learning or AI will coming up, right? So now the world has changed, and yes, the technology has brought all of us together using these various platforms. Sustainable development goals, again, if I look back, we cannot forget this, as we all are talking about the same. And as the quantum computing also plays a role in the development of the economy of any of the countries, and the countries which have started to actually implement the quantum computing, or the countries which have started to implement in their day-to-day activities also, they are actually developing towards our sustainable goals also. So that's something that we can say that technology and the sustainable goals has to go hand in hand, and they play a major role in the current scenarios. Worldwide effect of the quantum computing, and this is something where we can think about that, okay, how this term or how this technological advancement is supporting the countries. As I could just curate this together, that each country, how much is their investment, how much is the contribution or the outcome at the end of the day. And as we can see over here, the global effort that has been created in 2021 was something about 24.4 billion, and that's an immense that we can think of, right? So that's something, the contribution the quantum is creating or providing to the economies at different levels. So that's it from my side. Thank you everyone for listening, and thank you once again to Global Forum also for inviting once again and being part of this eminent speakers. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, Miss Chandani. What do you call that was really awesome presentation, and I was also looking at it, and I think, in my view, I would think that it is a very important emerging technology. I think that will, and I like your last slide that says that it is at the cusp of quantum supremacy. But when I was looking at the science, when I was learning it, and I remember those days we were talking about, arithmetic progression and then geometric progression, and then suddenly now we're talking about exponential, right? And now in your case, in some of your slides, you mentioned about binary. Now it's already changing into quantum. So the potential is intense. So, and I think it will affect a lot of the emerging or the new revolution that we're talking about. I think it's already here. It's just that we are not able to put it, well, we've already heard many of the speakers, putting it nicely. But I like your approach. You focused a bit micro. You were looking at quantum, computing and its effect on emerging technologies and the future industrial revolution. Thank you very much again, Ms. Chandani Kinga. Now let's go back to from UAE. Let's move back to India. Yeah, Prof. Nada. We will now listen to Dr. Bhavin Shah, who is a head of department HOD here, Electronics and Computer Science, Electronics Engineering, Tarva College of Engineering. Where is Dr. Bhavin?
He's here.
Where are you?
Professor Nada for introducing very warm greetings.
Oh yeah, you're there.
All from India.
Yes. All yours, what do you call, Dr.
Bhavin.
Sorry, Dr. Bhavin. Sorry, Dr. Bhavin. Sorry, my eyes. All yours, Dr. Bhavin.
Hope my screen is visible to you
Yes,
all.
it is. Great.
Yes.
Thank you.
Excellent. Go ahead.
Before I start, warm thanks to Professor Pradipta Kumar Mandal sir for introducing me to the Global Education Forums group and giving me this wonderful opportunity to be here delivering a sessions on the international conference on emerging technologies or the next industrial revolution. I would also like to thank the organizers, the joint organizers, supporting organizers of the conference, the charismatic moderator and the joint moderator, the supporting moderators for the international conference. It's already mid-6 and around 2.5 hours, we started off with the conference. And really
Yes.
becomes really a difficult task for me to take it ahead after listening to all the learned speakers. But being from the engineering background, we have been always taught that you should always find an opportunity to every challenge. And of course, to this challenge, I'd always find an opportunities and hope session would definitely create an impact to the society at large. And today I've been delivering the session on robotics and automation to boost industry and manufacturing sector, which is one of the important aspects when we talk about emerging technologies for the next industrial revolution. And how come we forget robotics and automation, which are the heart of the industrial revolution? So we move on to how the manufacturing industry uses the robotics and automation. The world here is talking about automating everything. But why this is required? Why robotics is so important in today's life? Why do we require Industry 4.0? Why do we require industrial revolutions? If we consider ourselves way back in around 10 years back from now, we would have seen, let's talk about creating an automobile. What would it happen to create an automobile if we do not have such an advanced technology, automation, and manufacturing equipments available? Would it be even be able to produce a 10 automobile in a day? I really doubt. And when we talk about the mass productions to meet the needs of demand and supply of the market, to compete with the competitive edge of bidding price in the market, to sustain and to grow with the high demands and competition in the market, it becomes really crucial and important to have precision, mass productivity, availability, and to fulfill the demand and supply of the market. And this is why we need to talk about robotics and automation. The whole emphasis on robotics and automation is to improve the quality of the product, boost the productivity, and save the labor cost. By saving the labor cost, it does not mean that we are compromising on the labor cost. It just means that we are just turning out around a labor into a skilled labors, and then which would be indirectly being profound and increasing in the productivity and efficiency of the connected factory capabilities. When we talk about robotics and automation, we definitely talk about conveyance, visions, automated technologies, and whatnot. So what is all this manufacturing automation all about? It's all about the advanced technologies, including the machine visions, the softwares, the streamline of the production processes, the handling of the major component parts, the strategic planning of the areas, the AGVs, the artificial intelligence, the high-speed cameras to find the errors in the products. When we speak about what is manufacturing automation, let me put down a very good example in front of you. Assume that we are creating we are into a manufacturing of a soft drink. Start from the ingredients to packaging to putting it into the bottle and to closing of the cap of the bottle. It all starts into the automation. But what if there is a fault in the bottle? If there is a leakage in the bottle, if the cap is not proper? This is where we integrate ourselves with the factory capacity connected lines so that the high-speed cameras could easily rectify the problem and could just vanish off that particular bottle from the line, which is faulty, which is having a leak in it, which does not have a cap which is properly fitted on it, or which have any manufacturing defects, so that the end product that comes for the packaging line is free from any errors. Robotics in manufacturing also handles pick and place, competent tasks, heavy liftings, conveyor systems, and of course, high volumes. When we talk about robotics and automations, of course, we talk about the volumes, the repeatability of the processes, and the speed and accuracy and the precision of the task that we are performing. About that, we talk about the integrated solutions of it. Now, why we talk about integrated solutions? During the whole conference, we saw various presentations speaking about Industry 1.0, Industry 2.0, Industry 3.0, Industry 4.0, and yes, Industry 5.0. But yes, robotics and automation are just a part of industrial revolution. When we speak about integrated solutions, we speak about Internet of Things, machine learning, artificial intelligence, AR, VR, connected factories, HMIs, PLCs, SCADAs, and whatnot. And why do we require it for? Considering a scenario that we are making an automobile. Let's talk about creating any of the cars or vehicle. Think about it that you are running a whole lot of huge industries having a turnover of not less than 200 CRs a year. A single minute spent in the industry is very crucial. 10 minutes of downtime would pay a huge loss. And this is why we talk about planning, inventories, and whatnot. And this is where we talk about Industry 4.0 and now Industry 5.0. That when we talk about the connected factories, which could be connected directly to the sales team, the marketing team, the purchase department, the quality control department, the maintenance team, the engineering team, the team which is building on the back end, the team which is working on the chassis, the team which is working on the connected lines, the team which is operating the robots. What if a single part is missing from the whole automobile? Let's say a wheel is missing, or we fall short of any of the engine parts at the time of production. It would stop the entire line. Henceforth, it's very much crucial to understand why we require these integrated solutions. Maintaining an inventory, keeping us updated with the forecastings, the demand and supplies, the need of the parts, and keeping the factory capacity line continuously ongoing would really help the productivity and minimize the downtime of the production. Few common use cases of robotics integration and automation in manufacturing includes repetitive applications and adaptive or flexible applications. When we talk about repetitive applications, we definitely are speaking about the tasks which are repeated numerous times in a minute. When we talk about pharmaceutical industry, we all know that there are thousands and lakhs of pills to be packed into a strip. If that goes very slow, let's say if we are packing around only 100 strips in just an hour, would not help and serve the market. Especially in the crucial times of the pandemic, if this would have happened, it would be a major problem. But yes, thanks to the technology that we are being able to use robotics and automation to peel more than to pack the peels into a strip of more than 1,000 in a minute. And that's the speed and accuracy that we have been receiving with the help of these technologies. Of course, the applications goes on from material handling to pick and place, to material dispensing, to material removal, palletizing, depalletizing, welding, assembly, and whatnot. All these are a part and parcel of the repetitive applications. When we move out to the adaptive or flexible applications, we talk about robots working in coordinations with the human beings. And this is where cobots comes into manufacturing sectors, which helps to work with a human-friendly environment, which are really very much safe and could be used at places where the human needs to make use of robots for building something in conjunction with them working in the factory capacity lines. What are the major benefits of using them in the manufacturing systems? Of course, high return on investment. This is one of the major parts. Improved productivity, accuracy, repeatability, quality, reducing the downtime, increasing the quality, and minimizing the errors. And of course, we should not miss that meeting up the demand and supply of the market. For what manufacturers should know before investing in automation is, it is not a tool or a strategy, but yes, when we are speaking about automation and robotics as a tool to meet the goals and not as a strategy. You should be clear about, as a manufacturer, why you need robotics and automation, what robots are needed, what is the manufacturing solutions that your industry and the factory capacity lines need, so that it could add a value to the production process and the factory capacity lines. And finally, to the future trends and technology into the automations. As we all know that yes, the world is talking about robotics and automation. The next industrial revolution around the globe is robotics and automations. The next industrial revolution would be Industry 5.0. The next industrial revolutions are connected factories. The next industrial revolutions are connecting the machines with the networking, which would help build the inventories, which would forecast of any surplus requirements of the factory, connected factories, or the parts, the parcels, the demand and supply of the market, and help build the whole connected factories in such a manner that it could be easily managed remotely and without having a downtime, or with the reduced downtime, and with the whole idea of having the connected factories to meet the demand and supply of the market and to serve the society at large in the most efficient manner. And to put this out in the more efficient way, I have a few audio visuals to put around, which would suffice, which would really take you through all the application parts of what we had taken throughout the presentations. Please allow me to share a video onto that particular regards. The present video shows you about the SCADA systems, which is taking and placing the memory cards into the box. This is a camera calibration system. It will sort it around the based on the colors. This is data robot which helps to taking and placing of the medium payload capacities in the manufacturing lines. The present video shows you about soldering of various PCBs in the present thing. It's making an adapter for laptops, soldering of the adapters for the laptops. This is a factory inline capacity, building the chassis. This is the industrial robot, 6-axis industrial robot, helping for the welding of the chassis to the factory connected capacity lines. It's a pick and place assembly on the conveyor belt system. These are the gantry robots for palletizing of the cartons. They are also known as linear robots or the XY robots. This is the cobot which works in collaboration with the human beings for building of various engine blocks or various tasks that you need to do in collaboration with the robots very safely and precisely as could be seen in the video. Yes, apart from industrial applications, robots can be entertaining too. Present video demonstrates you about robots for the entertainment purposes with this video as well. have had enjoyed this AV. And just to put a quote post the AV, that whenever a creativity and technology meets together and engineering marvels happens. Moving further, as a part of Atharo College of Engineering and Atharo Robotics Center, we used to train our students onto various such technologies that we have been discussing out throughout the conferences. And this is all that we used to take our students to explore through the industrial robots, that is the Kukakia 162C4 robots, the Aldebaran Now humanoid robot, the Sandbot hospitality and service robot, the drones, the UAVs, and whatnot. I have a small AV to share about, which would guide you through the various offerings onto the Atharo Robotics Centers.
Hello, welcome to Atharva Robotics Center. Atharva Robotics Center is India's second and Maharashtra's first industrial robotics training center amongst private engineering colleges in India. Implemented with KUKA Simpro and KUKA Office Lite simulation software, which provides interconnection of more than one industrial robot and various sensor, periphery, and work cell areas. Atharva Robotics Center is India's first humanoid robotics training center amongst private engineering colleges in India. Implemented with Aldebaran Nav Evolution, humanoid robot can perform multitude operations. Recently, Atharva Robotics Center had an addition of Sunbot robot, which provides training on hospitality and service robot platform. This highly equipped robotics center will help students to gain knowledge on multi-language programming on humanoid, hospitality, and service platform robots. Students are motivated to publish research papers in the field of robotics. Hands-on training sessions are provided to the students to explore them to practical industrial setups. I hope I was able to guide you through Robotics Center. Thank you.
To conclude with, the next industrial revolution may happen any moment soon. Change is the only constant. Believe in the change. Be ready for upgrade, update, and yes, be ready for the next technological evolution. Thank you all for your time and attention, and thank you for having me here for the international conference on emerging technologies on next industrial revolution. Thank you.
Dr. Bhavin, great. A wonderful presentation, wonderful speech. Thank you. Professor Karudin, what you say? Dr. Bhavin, I say it was really great. We are honored to have you here for the first time in our events. Really very informative. Even we have so many presenters, speakers before you. We really learn new. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Sorry. Just now, Dr. Nada, I said something, but I was muted. Now I just wanted to say, Dr. Bhavin, one of your slides that I liked before you ended, you said that robotics and automation is not a strategy. It is a tool for the solutions in manufacturing. Am I right?
Yes, Professor Khairudin.
Okay, thank you very much for an excellent deliberation on the topic from an engineering, very technical perspective. Thank you very much. Okay, from India now, let's move on to another country. We will go to Nigeria now. Is Ambassador Professor Dr. Simeon there? Oh,
Yes,
yeah, you are there. Yes, Dr. Simeon. Prof, what do you call? You will now be sharing with us for the night. In fact, thank you for being with us. I have just been told that you are our important final speaker for the day. After listening to so many of the speakers, now we want to listen. What is your take on the topic? All yours now, Your Excellency. Ambassador Dr. Simeon, all yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Firstly, we appreciate our dear professor, that the head of Global Education Forum, and that's Professor Manda, for the opportunity given unto us to be able to participate in this wonderful international conference. I also appreciate Professor Nada and every other organizer and our professor, wonderful, wonderful moderator, who is also a professor, handsome as well. I love your moderation this morning. You've been trying. I pray we shall all make the world a better place. Today, I actually want to speak on application of nanotechnology in climate change impact. So application of nanotechnology in climate change impact. I won't be taking much time because I don't want to, I have some other things to attend to. Today, I want to first tell us that we all have climate change problem across the world, and it's affecting everyone, But many people are having different ways, different means of profiling solutions to climate change disaster that is happening or affecting the globe. But today, I want to talk based on the emerging technology that we can use to address it, and that is nanotechnology system. And when we are talking of nanotechnology, I mean nanotechnology, you know, is just area of science and engineering, where phenomena that take place at dimension. That when we say dimension of nanometer scale, so it's just a branch of technology that deal with dimension and tolerances of less than 100 nanometers. It's a dimension that deal with it is a technology that deal with dimension and tolerances of less than 100 nanometers, especially the manipulation of individual atoms and molecules. So that is what we mean by nanotechnology. And nanotechnology has some advantages. So, and a lot of advantages in application to climate change. Now, today, I want to mention some ways. I have many, but I will mention like 3 ways whereby nanotechnology could combat climate change. And the first way is lightweight nanocomposite materials. You know, there are some lightweight nanocomposite materials that can combat climate change. And what do I mean by lightweight? When you said any effort to reduce emission, any effort to reduce emission in vehicles, and to also reduce their weight, will in turn decrease fuel consumption. And once it decreases fuel consumption, automatically it will have immediate and significant impact on the global climate condition. So what I mean is this: any technology that will reduce weight, either in vehicle, either in aircraft, any technology that we apply that will reduce the weight, we also reduce emission automatically. Like if I reduce the light weight of fuel, if I reduce the weight of fuel, then I'm reducing the consumption and the emission. I mean the toxic emission like carbon monoxide, carbon sulfide, all those emissions from the vehicles that is actually disturbing the climate. So if I have a technology that can reduce the weight, then that technology will reduce the emission automatically. Then if the technology can reduce the emission, then that technology is having greater impact on the global economy. Now, it is estimated that 10% reduction in weight of the vehicle corresponds to 10% reduction in fuel consumption. 10% reduction in weight of a vehicle will correspond to 10% reduction in fuel consumption. And that one automatically lead to a proportionate fall in emission. If fuel consumption has been reduced, then emission will be reduced. And that only can happen through the application of nanotechnology. And that is the use of lightweight nanocomposite materials. So we can use it to reduce fuel in any field. I mean, fuel consumption in any field. And once the fuel consumption has been reduced, then the emission will automatically reduce. Then thereby, we are saving the climate from emission of toxic substances that has been affecting it in the past. Then another, the same thing is applicable to aircraft. If we can have a nano coating for aircraft, it will reduce the consumption, the fuel consumption of that aircraft. Then automatically it will reduce the emission of the aircraft. So thereby, it's saving the global climate of too much toxic emission. Then the second application that I want to talk about renewables, improved renewables. Nanotechnology may accelerate the technology behind renewables in various ways. Like now, experts today they are discovering different ways of generating renewable energies through the application of nanotechnology. We are doing it. We are doing that already in our own company called WazyZ. We are doing that. We have how we can apply nanotechnology a way to generate green and renewable energy. So, and other people are also applying the same. Not only can nanotechnology application help in generating renewable energy, it's also helping in storing the energy. So, for electric mobility, application of nanotechnology is the only one that can be applied for energy storage, for electric mobility. Then once we have electric mobility and storage of energy, then it is automatically applicable to electric vehicles. That is what we can use to move vehicles electrically. So once we can store the energy and make it mobile, then that same energy that we store, we can use it or apply it in the auto industry, and it can move electric vehicle anywhere. So it is through the help of nanotechnology we can actually do that as well. Then in addition to that, there are many other aspects in which we can apply nanotechnology. Our whole nanotechnology has been proved to be applied in desertification area. Like when we want to reduce desertness in any area, it is only through the application of nanotechnology we can come up with something that can capture toxic substances and carbon monoxide from the atmosphere, and at the same time it will release molecular energy into the atmosphere. And once that one happens, automatically it is bringing life into a desert area. Then thereby will reduce desertification. It will bring life into the tree. It will bring life back into the human, into animal, and at the same time, then desertification is reduced. Then in addition to, nanotechnology can be applied to reduce the effect of acidification in lake. Example is Lake Chad. Lake Chad is attached to it in Africa, causing problem 8 countries in Africa. Technology, we can devise a means to neutralize the acidity why is the lake shard causing problems? It is because the level of acidity of the water is high. Then with the use of nanotechnology, we can we can neutralize the acidification gradually, and we restore the full functionality of the lake, and thereby every living organism in the water will survive. And you know, once a lake has become problem, like the problem of that lake shard, it's causing a lot of flood in Nigeria and in also the attached countries, the concerned countries. So the flooding has been causing desertification as well, because once flood an area, it's not going back. Once it has flooded an area, it's not going back again because of that lake. We have application of nanotechnology that can actually reduce the acidification and neutralize it completely, gradually. Then that problem of lake shard is completely solved with the help of nanotechnology. And finally, in conclusion, in the sourcing of water from the clouds, you can source water from the thin air with the help of nanotechnology instead of digging borehole every time. And everyone is digging borehole, everyone is digging well. This building will dig its own borehole, and gradually we are causing the tearing and the weakness of trenches. And that is why we are having building collapse all over. So, but once we can shift from digging well, digging borehole, and we shift to sourcing water from the atmosphere, then automatically we have reduced all the issue that is weakening our trench that is causing building collapse across the globe. So nanotechnology application is very, very important in combating all the climate disaster problems that we have across the globe. Thank you very much for the little opportunity given unto me. This is where I would like to stop. I really appreciate you, sir.
Thank you, Ambassador Prof. Simeon Peter Olusola. I hope I pronounced your name correctly.
Yeah,
I like it because there are a few of our speakers actually chose a technology and then look at it from the micro level to contribute to what they call future revolution in technology, and as well as to contribute to emerging technologies. But in your case, you were talking about nanotechnology. I am excited and I am inspired, and I'm glad that at least that's something that we have, the technology that we already have, that can be further used and enhanced to what you call to tackle climate change, as you had eloquently and what you call beautifully elucidated and shared with us. Thank you, Prof. Simeon. With that, from Prof. Simeon, is our last speaker for the night. And I think I just wanted to share with everyone that I have enjoyed moderating the session today, listening to all the speakers and the different approaches that they have taken. So it has been an academic discourse as well as scientific, and at the same time also a few of these what you call industry convergence. So that's actually at the end of the day, this international conference is in our efforts to converge between theory and practice, and academia and industry. Okay, with that note from me, I now like to hand over. Thank you very much again, everyone, for participating. I now like to hand over the session for the closing part for the day of today's international conference to my esteemed and respected Professor Nada from Nada Ratkovic from Croatia. All yours, Prof.
Thank you, dear respected Professor Karudin. Yes, we come to the end. So first and foremost, I would like to thank to our great project directors. First to Professor Pradipta Mandal, Sir Piyush Pandit, Mr. Akram Kok, me, Professor Nada Ratkovic, on this great international conference on emerging technologies for the next industrial revolution, jointly organized by Global Educators Forum, International Internship University, IIU Research Centre, the Policy Times, and World Education Council, the event for all the educators around the globe. So no words to express my gratitude to our great guest speakers, to their valuable time for enriching us with their great thoughts, with their great speech, presentations. We really learned a lot today again. All these events were events for the learning and amazing events. So thank you for the day. You all were amazing. Thank you so much. I want to thanks to you, dear respected Professor Karudin, on your great work and being a great master of ceremony today. To all our founders, I want to thanks to our Sir Piyush Pandit for giving us this great platform, for motivating us. Sir, our words are not sufficient to express our heartfelt gratitude. Thank you, lovely audience on the Facebook, for being with us, for being a part of this international conference. I was reading all your posts. We are really honored and grateful for you, for being with us, especially for the comments writing. So we will continue reflecting, learning, collaborating, enjoying, and being nice to you, to ourselves, and to each one. So thank you for this great conference once again. Here I see our great Professor Rachana. You were amazing. You say you are a storyteller, but today you know what Professor Samir said. For 5 years, no stories. So listen, you are ready. You are ready. Prepared. Great. Great Professor Simeon, our great Kimaro. Our great Kimaro show us the panels on the Kilimanjaro. So that was really amazing. Yes.
Professor Kimaro is on SDG 7 and Professor Simeon is on nanotechnology.
Yes, yes, and he make it great today. Each one. I don't want to because now I see
everyone is awesome. Everyone is really amazing. Yes.
And I want to say that you are all invited very soon. We are preparing in December a big metaverse conference. So
yes.
You will be very shortly informed about all. And yes, tomorrow we are continuing with the day 2 with another estimated great guest speakers from all around the globe. So till tomorrow, stay safe, stay blessed, and see you all tomorrow. Bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Namaste.
Namaste, namaste. Yes, the greetings. Greetings.
Yeah.
We all need to know the greetings from India. Yes.
Yeah. Namaste.
Dr. Bhavin, thank you. Thank you for joining us today for the first time. We are really honored to have you, and a great doctor and a great from the field of engineering. Thank you.
Thank you, and namaste to you all.
So bye. Bye. See you tomorrow. Bye. And tomorrow we have a lady, Professor Karudin. We have a lady, not you, but you need to join us.
Yes. I will join. and what do you call tomorrow and see what the others have to say, right?
Yes.
Okay. Bye then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.